Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-February 2020 general tarot update. It's Raina here, and I'm starting over again. I wanted to look up, I found my Tarot Plain and Simple book, and I wanted to look some stuff up. So, in any case, I feel like there's something going on here that could connect with a secret enemy of yours that you have triumphed over. But you may feel like this person is still has it in for you in some way, but I think that they have or will soon be exposed. And there may have even been a legal matter concerning this person. So I felt like this may have a workplace significance. And if I were to talk about personal relationships, the King of Swords may be a legal judgment that now you are free. Because we have here the Page of Wands. This is a message that is is music to your ears, because you are fire energy. And fire energy is all about joy, enthusiasm, creativity, and freedom. And so that freedom is coming in the form of, to me, being released from something. And there's like, we have a couple of cards, like the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands, that suggest a new beginning for you. So when I look at the King of Swords, which this can be like a judge who is very impartial, making a decision that is not biased and kind of looking at the evidence, this could, or even, see, the thing is with the tarot and how I read it, it's not about the details about when such a thing may have happened. Perhaps you got, you're getting the news right now of the official divorce papers. Let's say if this was a personal matter. And because of that, you have that sense of exhilaration or freedom from the news of this, because it symbolizes something. Not because, you know, it's so funny because those are all, that's all an illusion. I mean, if you're married, that something is true, and then all of a sudden you're divorced, your feelings are apart from those kind of legal, pronouncements. But they still can be a powerful symbol. They can be powerful symbols of a sense of life changing for a person. And because of this, that they are being freed from some kind of an unpleasant situation. And if this is a work matter, I was feeling that there was a secret enemy in the form of maybe a woman who feels scorned. In that book that I found, he says this is a real bitch when it's in the reversed position. So it's and just because he's a man and he's saying the word bitch doesn't mean that he is anti-female. It's because the female principle of how a woman typically handles her displeasure about something, it tends to be different than a man. A man might be more physically aggressive against their enemy, and a woman may do it through cutting words, because this is swords, Queen of Swords in reverse. Cutting words, being very, I'm reading this as a reversed card, I should say. I mean, I pulled it up as a, upright card, but I'm reading it as a challenge card. But using words as a weapon, gaslighting, trying to convince somebody that they're the problem, projecting onto them. And this person, if this is in the workplace, and you get, maybe the King of Swords is the head of the company, and or the arbitration, if you were in some kind of a dispute with somebody who may have been above you in the power scheme, but you know, kind of triumphed over some of this stuff, and she may be vindictive. And let's face it, people like this exist. No, they're not all women. Of course they're not. I'm a woman, and not all women, you know, are going to take revenge if they are usurped or whatever you want to call it. But some can. And I tend to read the court cards by gender. So I do look at this person. Now, this could be a secret enemy to you. So she may be smiling to your face, but she really has it in for you. So that's not to make Aries paranoid. It's just that you are, to me, a rather naive sign, and I say that kind of as a compliment, because even though Aries can be combative and you can be kind of like the, you know, trollish in wanting to kind of create conflict sometimes just because it's fun for you, you're also very above board, and you're also just very much not the kind of person to do things very underhandedly. Oh, they just said on my camera that it's about to go out, so I'm bringing my, I hope I can do this. Good, I think I can. There we go. And so that's the bottom line, is that if this person exists in your workplace, understand that they may, sometimes people pretend that they're not really bothered by you getting something that they want because their ego, they'll never let you see them sweat, but they still may try to do something. So just be aware of any power plays in the workplace. And the higher message is the Two of Wands. So this can be like that you're waiting for something to pop here. You've heard the news and you're waiting maybe to see the results. There may be a part of you that wants to go from that situation. If this is a personal relationship, you may have met like an air sign individual who has been married, and maybe this Queen of Swords is his wife, and he's waiting to get divorced, but he loves you, and she is taking it out on you if you are another woman. So the swords are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Aquarius is your opposite sign, and you get along. I mean, did I say, I'm sorry, Libra is your opposite sign. You get along with air signs very well. I mean, the air and fire get along famously. So that may be, you know, one of those things where you have to deal with this person, and maybe this female is spreading lies, dirt about you because of her hurt. One thing to do, or, you know, I don't give advice to people, but you could consider doing is, or if I were in that position, I would certainly not get into it with this person or even confront them, because they probably would love to know that you were upset about it. But if you have mutual acquaintances and they come up to you and say, oh, such and such said that you were, you know, came on to her husband and all this stuff, when it wasn't true, when they were separated or whatever the real truth is, you have every right to tell the truth. Just don't, you know, you don't have to drag that person through the mud, even if they are being completely disgraceful in their behavior. You can be the bigger person and just tell your side of the story. If you feel like, you know, the person that you're dealing with is somebody that you want to know that about. So it all depends on other factors. But what I see here, because we have, I just realized this, we have a lot of swords. So this can be like that drama, and even with fire energy, the wands can be drama as well in different ways. With the swords, it can be through communication. With the wands, it's just feelings. So I feel like the mode is very positive. If this is like a workplace situation, you may even be thinking of leaving, and perhaps there's somebody else that that you could team up with the Two of Wands. But that Queen of Swords individual may try to thwart you. And if you're in a certain industry where you would be competing in that same industry, maybe even put your name, or, you know, drag your name through the mud to try to keep you from succeeding. What is coming in is the Ace of Swords. To me, they mention in Tarot Plain and Simple strength in adversity, and kind of like that, a new beginning or a victory that's coming as a result of a lot of strife. So that's a possibility. But for me, the ultimate thing is, I think that you're going to realize something about somebody, and that it's going to make it easier for you to take an action that you need to take. Because to me, this is the clarification. And it can be, if you're dealing with somebody who may be two-faced and may be smiling to your face and telling you these things, and you just know in your heart of hearts that something isn't right, that they are not being straight with you, but you can't put your finger on it, that could be what is going on. And these kinds of things, what's unfortunate about it is that you know, I think that it makes a lot of sense when people do not jump to conclusions. That's never a good idea, because you don't want to falsely accuse somebody of something. But if evidence comes out, now let me think, if we just had a full moon, because full moons sometimes, you know, can bring out the truth of things. Sometimes simply because emotions are heightened and people just kind of like, they might just reveal it themselves, and through their behavior, their actions. But we're talking about the end of the month, so we're going to have, we're having a Mercury retrograde. So that's in Pisces. You're Aries, yes. So that's going to be, and we're having a new moon too on the 23rd. There's a 22nd. Might be the 22nd. No, it's the 23rd. So that's your 12th house. Yeah, so the Mercury retrograde in the 12th house, beginning on February 16th, this may be something that relates to, you know, 12th house can be like hidden things, and maybe something will come out. Even people from your past can come out of the woodwork, and this is a karmic house. So Mercury here can even give you those kinds of insights to connect the dots. It's kind of funny because Mercury in the 12th house isn't really great for linear thoughts or communication. And so maybe that's why I'm getting so much of this, because it's almost like a circular firing squad, if you will. But I feel like there's some kind of clarity that can come out. I don't know if it'll be during the late February period or going into your solar return. time, because I don't get too caught up in the exact details, but just know that you're going to be able to see the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And the outcome is the Seven of Swords. So those people who are doing the dirt, who are being deceptive, will be revealed. On your end, if you're connected to the Seven of Swords, you may be like kind of easing out of a situation, using cunning to do so. Not, it's so funny because my partner was or is friends with an Aries, and they were and his friend was telling him about a relationship he was in and that wasn't working, and my partner was telling him, these are the things that you should do that will help you get this woman back. And so he was telling him these things, and his Aries friend went and said to the woman, okay, first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to, like, he told all these things, which were supposed to be like a strategy to get her back, but you're not supposed to tell the person what you're going to do. And so that's why when I think of that, I think of, you know, in other words, if you have this Queen of Swords individual who is very, destructive in, maybe like a hidden enemy, you have to figure out a way to outsmart her. And so that you can, like, if you're even planning on leaving the company, and you have the Page of Wands is you starting something on your own, maybe a partnership, you can't let her know that, because you may be tempted to. That may be the one thing you want to tell her, like, take this job and shove it, because I have something much better. But it's not worth it, because those kinds of people can really just become so incensed because they're trying to keep you down. They don't want you to be happy. So, being cunning, being discreet may be the order of the day. And Aries tends to be very in your face and totally transparent. And I was saying with another sign, I think it was with Scorpio, that they have the best poker face. You probably have the worst poker face, because you probably are very out in the open about what your intentions are. So learning how to be more discreet might be very important, whether you're dealing with a personal relationship or a professional one. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. If you'd like a personal reading, this is the tarot. I do mention astrological transits, but in a lot of my private readings, I'm doing the natal chart. I'm using the natal chart for things, and I find that helps to pinpoint things quite a bit when you're dealing with certain issues. My website is rainamoonastrology.com. The link is below. Take care. Bye.